Let's see, where do I begin? Alright, I'll make it quick and then I'll give you some advice on how to keep these things at bay and have a better understanding and turn the darkness into light. Alright, so first of all, when I was a young kid, about 10 to 12 years old, I had an encounter with a spider being. It's the only thing I can call it. It was about 4 feet in length, spider body with a human head. And it was up in the top corner by the wall in an apartment that I lived in with my dad and my sister, my younger sister. And freaked me out, right, as you can imagine, being that age and just seeing this thing just looking at you. The intentions that I felt from it were that it wanted to hurt my family. So I'm sitting there in between, you know, like a little hallway in between our bedroom and the living room. And my dad's in the living room. I don't think my sister was there. And I'm scared and I'm crying because I don't know what to do. And I don't want to tell my dad because I think I'm crazy. So I stayed there and cried. And I'm not sure if it only happened one time or a couple times. But anyway, that was kind of the end of that story. And just recently, I was giving my 2.5-year-old a bath. And after we were done with the bath, she goes to look up. And she's looking. I thought she was going to give me a kiss. She went right past me and looked straight up. Straight up. And I said, "What are you looking at?" And I already had a weird feeling that she was seeing something. So she said, "Spider-Man." And I said, "Okay." And so my heart sunk. I envisioned this thing above us, looking at us very oddly. And so I did ask her, "How's he looking at us?" And she goes, like that, like a mean face, right? And I'm like, okay. So obviously intentions are not the best. So with all the work that I've done over the past years, I incorporated all of that stuff and used a little bit of light language, and it was really just whatever came to me at that time. I don't claim to say things and know immediately what I'm saying. It's the intention behind it, and then I just let whatever flow. And honestly, it could be a mix of past life languages, as I was an Aztec in a past life, star language from our brothers and sisters in the cosmos who are connected to us as well, because you're a multi-dimensional being of light. Okay? You have all these dimensions to yourself. So what I did is a little light language, and I was pulling in energy, light, because a being that's negative, dark, can't be around light. So I pulled that within, and I shot some light at it. And the word that I used is asat, which is extreme light. That word, that's light language I do know. Thanks to my boy D07, Rion. Amazing. Love that dude. Love you, dude. If you see this video, freaking love you. Okay? We're going to work together in the future. I know that. We'll meet. Get some shit done down here in San Antonio. There's a lot of stuff that happened here that we need to transmute, turn into light. So anyway, shot it full of light. I also pulled down only those in the highest order of light may be in my presence. Only those in the highest order of light may be in my presence 4 times. And after I was done, my daughter was happy, and she was saying, "Asat, Daddy, you say Asat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Asat, baby, Asat." Okay, so where's this being at now? And she looks and she goes, "In the wall." Right in front of us. So automatically I'm already knowing this thing just took off and shot into the wall, but I wanted to clarify, so I said, "Is he right there?" She goes, "No, Daddy, in the wall." And I said, did he run away? Yeah, he ran away. So what was the face that he gave us when he left? Was he laughing at us? Ha ha ha, you're not gonna ever mess with me, or you can't do whatever, whatever, whatever. Or was he scared, or was he frightened, or whatever? And she said, he's scared, he's gone now. So I said, all right. So basically shot this thing full of light. Had to leave our vicinity because it can no longer stay there. And I didn't approach it with fear. I didn't approach it with malice. Possibly a little bit, okay? I wanted it to leave. I didn't want it to affect my daughter. I didn't want her to get scared. She was never scared. Until the end, she was like, I scared Daddy, hold me. So I picked her up. And but she was excited when I was doing my thing. And now she walks around the house saying, I saw it.
And then my other encounters with parasitic entities have to do with astral spiders. Now, those ones are really disgusting. I also see them a lot when I'm in my half asleep, half awake state. And I usually see them crawling up my wall, you know, on my curtains. Like it's really disgusting. Like I won't lie, I am fearful of spiders in waking life. And now imagine seeing them in your sleep paralysis state where you can't even move. Like it's, these entities are really wicked. So yeah, astral spiders also, they reside in the astral plane, and they seem to be a form of parasitic entities and implants that feed off of humans' energy as well. There seem to be some form of AI technology that's there to feed off of people's life force. So yeah, astral spiders are definitely not something that you want to be messing with. They are not great entities, and this is why it's very important to be doing the cleansings, you know, to be saging, to be doing spiritual baths, to be doing protection spells, to be wearing your necklaces, and yeah, just keeping yourself protected at all times, having your crystals near you, because these astral spiders seem very stubborn in wanting to feed off of people's energy. They seem very stubborn in not wanting to let go. They continuously feed off of people. So yeah, you gotta in this season you gotta up your protection, because these entities are coming full force. And then of course I've had other experiences with like incubuses and just other humans in general that seem to be lost in the astral plane that have attacked me, you know, like, so the astral plane is no joke. Like if you're going to be astral traveling and just, you know, working predominantly in the astral plane, you have to make sure you have protection with you at all times, because yeah, there's a lot of malevolent entities there that are looking to steal your energy a lot. So that is just my experiences that I have. I'm sure that you guys also have your own experiences with parasitic entities as well. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.
Now I'm going to talk about astral spider dreams and seeing things like waking up screaming and seeing things like spiders on your ceiling and stuff. I've seen them since I was a little girl. I used to wake up to very horrible nightmares and screaming a lot. And I've seen spiders and horrible things since I was a little girl. And about a year ago, since I was a little girl, I haven't really seen many things, you know, in my dreams or waking up screaming like I used to. But about a year ago, I woke up screaming bloody murder. And I woke up to see 3 gargoyle-looking, prehistoric-looking, pterodactyl-looking birds that kind of looked like demons in my living room staring at me, 3 of them all together. And but they were like smiling, grinning, like not scary looking. So I woke up screaming and saw them, and I literally saw them for about 3 minutes before they finally vanished. And then about a month later after that, I woke up screaming really loudly again, and I've seen these giant spiders on my ceilings coming down towards me while I'm laying down sleeping, but I'm wide awake. I wake up from dreaming. I don't remember dreaming anytime that this stuff happens. Anyway, sorry I keep pausing the video. I see these spider tarantula looking things that look like real spiders. You know, my eyes are wide awake again, and I see them, and they're there for about 3 minutes, and then they just vanish into the walls, or they just vanish. And recently I woke up in my bedroom screaming bloody murder again, and I saw this squid looking creature that was like glowing sparkly lights coming towards me in my bed. And I was terrified. It looked like a monster alien squid kind of thing, and I remember it just dissipating as my eyes opened, coming towards me, and then it just vanished. Now, I've been told by a psychic friend of mine, for all you people that are out there looking for answers, because I know that there's millions of people out there like me that have seen things like this, because I've done a bunch of research online, and I know that you're looking for answers. And my psychic friend told me that they are from another dimension. They're energy suckers. They can come from other dimensions, and they can suck your energy from you, drain your energy. They can also cause you to be depressed, sick, etc. So what I did is I had a shaman come out to my house, and he did some feather rituals and dancing and singing and like a tobacco smoke shaman ritual, and cleansed my house. I highly recommend getting a house cleansing in your home and then saging your house. Since then, I have only seen a spider once, and it was about a week after he left, and since then I haven't seen any. So, you know, feel free to please leave me your comments. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to try to answer them for you or give you advice. But I'd like to let you know that you're not alone, and that you're not the only one that sees things like this. And I have been told that I am an empath and part psychic. So maybe that's also why I see these things. Maybe the people that are like me that see these things are sensitives also, and that's why we see things from other dimensions. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Thanks.
Hi, I want to talk about waking up to spiders on the wall. Like, for some time now, for the past couple of weeks, I've been waking up to spiders on the wall. Actually, like a really big spider on the wall. Like, it has happened 3 times. I've experienced like the spider thing 3 times, and I finally figured out why I was having the situation with the spider. The first time it happened, it was on the wall right here. Like, I got up and I saw a big black spider. Even though my room was dark, I could see a big fat black spider, and I jumped. I was terrified because a couple of days ago, actually my roommate had told me that she's seen like little like centipedes or millipedes in her room. She asked me if I was seeing anything, and I said no. So I think I jumped up because I thought maybe there are more than centipedes. So I just got up and I was looking everywhere for that spider. And then I finally realized there probably is no way that that spider is here. Like, I looked everywhere, because when I looked at the spider, it appeared that it ran down or something. And I looked everywhere and I couldn't see it. And I was like, there is no way something that big is going to be able to hide and I won't see it. So I realized that it was just a figment of my imagination. I wondered what was causing that. So I didn't worry about it, and I went to bed. And then about maybe a week or 2 later, I had the same experience, but this time around the spider was closer to me. Like, I got up and it was like on the head of my bed, but this time I just stared at it because I knew it wasn't real. I just stared at the spider until it disappeared. I just stared at it, and then whatever it was I was seeing, hallucinating or whatever, it just disappeared. Like, slowly it disappeared. I was like, I knew you weren't real. And then I went back to bed. And then about another 2 weeks later, when I was sleeping, I felt like the spider was under my blanket. Like, I got up Like when I was waking up, I got up because I felt like something spidery in my leg. It wasn't even like on me. I felt like the spider had gotten in my leg. I felt like it was like Stranger Things situation. I could actually, it was so weird. I swear to God, it was exactly like Stranger Things. I felt like the spider had gotten in my leg, and for a weird reason I could feel my veins. Like my veins just seemed to be like doing something weird. I felt like I could feel blood in my veins, and I could kind of feel blood in my veins in a weird way. So I got up, but when I got up, and all these times when I wake up, I'm so hot, and I'm thinking like the reason why it was happening, I was like, why is this happening? So I went online and I'm looking, and everybody has all these reasons. You know, some people are saying it happens to them, but no one is really giving like a reason. And some people are saying like it's a spider is an astral, is that what they call it? Astral spider, and that is because of your energy, and the spider is attracted to your positive energy or whatever it is. I'm like, whatever, you know.
Question from Anne. Let's just say Anne, long name. Dear Simon, sometimes I see astral spiders most of the time in the morning, but I also see them when I wake up at night, and they hang above my head like on a wire. The spider at night is also bigger. I also see smoke shadows and normal shadows. Do you know what this all means?
Lots and lots of psychic people are now seeing these spiders. Generally, they're reported as running up the wall just as you wake up. Occasionally, you might see a mouse, but it's not really a mouse. Also hanging from the ceiling, or actually on the ceiling. Various people have described them either moving very naturally or very robotically, but in all instances, people report them moving very quickly. And when your human brain pattern changes, when you go from sleep, partial sleep, and then you wake up, these things can detect that. And what they're trying to do is get away as quickly as possible and not be identified. They take the shape of a spider because the arms of the spider are used to interfere with a number of processes. In other words, in the Doctor Who, one of the last, I've talked about it before, in the last Doctor Who films with John Pertwee, he has to regenerate, and he's battling some spiders. Now, these spiders are made to look very organic, but the reality is that they are meant to be AI, and they attach to people's backs. And I know from reasonably personal experience of people close to me that they've had AI spiders attached, and they use their arms to attach to the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. Now, if you're seeing spiders on the wall and the ceiling, please don't be alarmed in that sense. I think they're spying on you. Those people who are very psychic are seeing these things, which probably have always been there, but we're only seeing them in large numbers now because the human consciousness is evolving beyond these creatures' capability in many ways to cloak themselves. You know, that's why so many pedophiles are being discovered, because human consciousness is outwitting the evil people. They just cannot hide the truth from good people. And so you are seeing spiders which probably for generations have been there. All right, what I would suggest that you do is that you practice some protection before you go to bed at night. Think about an energy field around yourself. Think about if you're going to do astral traveling or out-of-body experiences, make sure that you do as much to protect yourself as you can. Clearly, if you have these entities around you, then they're interested in you. You talked about smoke shadow. Well, that must be a jinn or a demon of some sort. And you also talked about regular shadows. So that is an offshoot of the reptilians that is projecting itself from the fourth dimension into the third, hence the black shadow. So you've got a lot of interest in you. And I would also suggest if you have that amount, you have the shadow government. You'll have MyLab secrets after you as well. That is a different different things. So please, if you haven't yet connected with me, please do so. Thank you.
So this, I think I started having these experiences, excuse me, like in my 17 or 20, about 20 years of age, kind of. And basically, this is what would happen. I would go to sleep, and at some point early in the morning or at the night, you know how you turn over in your sleep, you know, to get in another position, or you may get up to blow your nose or to use the restroom. Well, I'd come out of a deep sleep and I'd see particularly spiders on my wall. Now, I'm not talking about the little house spiders, y'all. We talking like spiders the size of a person's hand. Like, okay? And scurrying across the wall real slow. Like when I say the wall, the bedroom wall at an angle. And I'm very analytical. So when I see this, my mind is like, how is this thing managing to stay on the wall without falling? You know, how is it possible for something that size, you know, and I'm assuming that it has some weight to it, can manage to stay up on the wall? And the strange thing about it, it would always be in close proximity to my body. And they would normally move once I became aware of them. And I'm trying to focus in, like, is this real? And it'll scurry a little, try to get away, or it'll either come closer to me. And a few times I just jumped up out of the bed and, you know, and fanning myself. I didn't know if I had any of them on me or not. And I would see them at different times. Like I had a clock on my nightstand, and they would be around the clock. They were always big, family. Now, I'm not talking about little house, daddy long leg spiders or little, what do you call those things? Black widows. No, these were big spiders, the size of what you would probably see a tarantula on TV, or bigger. And they moved real slow. That was the thing that I noticed about them. Now, it wasn't until, I would say, 4 or 5 years ago when I looked into astral spiders that I kind of got a better awareness of what they are and people have their own opinions on what they are or what they represent. And I've read some interesting theories on them, and I've heard some interesting opinions on them. And I would venture to say that it is whatever it is to whoever experience it. Some people may have pleasant experiences with them, where they may be guardians and watch over them. But when I've encountered these astral spiders, they have always gave me a feeling of fear at first. And then it became evident that they were some type of parasite. And that's what I'm leaning towards, you know, the astral spiders, as far as I'm concerned, as some type of entity looking to live off of your astral form or your auric field. It's a means to basically suck your energy. I've actually had one on me and didn't even realize it. And it wasn't until I went to sleep and examined myself astrally to where I saw it attached to my back. I couldn't feel it. There was no pain, but it was literally it was feeding off of my auric field, my energy. And so these things exist, family. I don't understand or overstand exactly what their purpose is, if they are an assignment or if they are being controlled by a malevolent force. I would venture to say yes.
Let's get this started. Today we're going to speak about astral spiders. And astral spiders, you know, a lot of people, believe it or not, they have been attacked by these demonic entities. And this happens during the nighttime when you are, you know, you're sleeping and then all of a sudden you open your eyes and you see spiders crawling down for a few seconds and then boom, they disappear because they got caught being seen. And they come in different colors and different sizes. Some of them are, the colors are black with orange. I've seen the ones that are like reddish as well. And sometimes they come in a pack. And what these astral spiders do when you are asleep, the reason why they attack you when you are asleep is because, you know, you are vulnerable at that moment. You are not able to feel, because you are in a state of deep sleep until the next day. Eventually you wake up with scratches, you wake up with marks, you wake up with, you know, red dots, you know, like if someone bit you. And a lot of people, they don't know that it's because they got bitten by astral spiders. So astral spiders, they come from the spiritual realm. And they are sent, you know, by witches. They are sent by, you know, someone, you know, that has placed a curse upon you. Maybe in your family, you know, in your generations, they were practicing witchcraft and now they owe somebody. And it obviously, you know, it goes to the next generation or even to your kids, that, you know, that they get bitten by these astral spiders. And so what they do when they attack you in your sleep, some of you are able to see them and then they disappear. Some of them are in big sizes. I've seen a huge one at least like this big. And yeah, and some of them, they come in their pack. And then some of them, they even take a long time to disappear and they're just watching you.
In this video, I want to talk about astral spiders and my experience with them. So this happened a little bit ago, a while back, and it was when I was trying to astral project with binaural beats, which is not uncommon. So this is like not out of the ordinary. I've done this before, and I was looking on YouTube for theta brainwaves. I can put more details about that later. But anyway, I was listening to these music tracks and I was getting in this hypnagogic state. When it comes to astral projection, I'm more of a physical feeler. Like I can feel things better than I can see or hear or anything else. I can feel things, I can feel my body, and I can feel anything that's happening. I felt something on my ankles pulling at me, and I was like, wait, I want to stay in this dimension because I've been trying to astral project in the real time zone, which is the physical reality, for a while. I haven't had any success with it. I've always gone to the astral dimension. I felt like I was being transported to like another dimension kind of deal, which is fine. I've been anywhere, so I'm not afraid of anything. I woke up back in my body and I had a moment of what you would call real-time sight, which is basically you can see things that are in the real time zone, including and not including physical things. So if you don't know, there are things that overlap our reality, but you can't see them. Just like how magnets work, but you can't see them, or microwaves work. So keep that in mind. When I woke up in my bed, I saw two spiders about the size of like a foot or maybe 6 inches. They were different. One was like really skinny and the other one was pretty like big and hairy. And that scared the crap out of me because I was a bit like in sleep paralysis kind of. And that's normal when you wake up from an astral projection. For me at least, I've had this before and it's just kind of the norm, and you slowly wake up or else you get a big headache, because if you wake up immediately you get a big headache. But I'm working on resolving that issue. Back to the story. I saw these 2 spiders and I got kind of scared, and then I looked away, and then I looked back and they're still there, but they were slowly fading. They were made of clouds almost, and they're slowly disappearing. And then I like got out and ran out my room and told a family member about it, and that's the end of the story. But I've heard other things on YouTube where people see these astral spiders and they basically are like feeding off the negative energy you give and just your energy in general. What I learned from this experience is use my energy wisely and be conscious of my feelings, and don't go into the negative states of mind that will cause you to attract something like this. If you found this video helpful, click the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.